The NRM Parliamentary Caucus today gathered at Parliament before heading to Entebbe for a meeting to elect the party's flag bearers for the positions of Speaker and Deputy Speaker of Parliament. This comes ahead of tomorrow's sitting, which will be the first sitting of the 12th Parliament, where the newly sworn-in members of Parliament will elect the Speaker and Deputy Speaker to steer the August House for the next 5 years. At the NRM headquarters yesterday, several individuals expressed interest in contesting for the two positions, including both NRM members and NRM-leaning legislators. Among those who expressed interest are Jacob Oboth Oboth, the West Budama County South Member of Parliament and outgoing Defence Minister, who last week received endorsement from a section of NRM MPs and politicians affiliated with the Patriotic League of Uganda, a pressure group within the ruling party. Florence Akiki Asimwe, the Masindi District Woman Member of Parliament, and Alioni Odria, the Aringa South Member of Parliament, among others. The race for Deputy Speaker attracted more than 10 candidates, including outgoing Deputy Speaker Thomas Tayebwa. However, the NRM Central Executive Committee meeting held at State House earlier today resolved to front Jacob Oboth Oboth as the party flag bearer for the Speaker race and retain Thomas Tayebwa as the flag bearer for the Deputy Speaker position ahead of tomorrow's vote.
That the recommendation of Honorable Jacob Maxons Oboth is grounded in and supported by the following considerations. 1. Proven legal skill. Honorable Jacob Maxons Oboth has demonstrated exceptional legal acumen and an in-depth command of constitutional and parliamentary law over a distinguished career. His legal expertise equips him to interpret and apply the rules and procedures of Parliament with authority and precision. Honorable Jacob Maxons Oboth has demonstrated an unwavering commitment to the party's values, ideology, and programmatic agenda over many years of dedicated service.
All aspirants from the National Resistance Movement who had earlier expressed interest in the positions of Speaker and Deputy Speaker stepped down in favor of Jacob Oboth Oboth and Thomas Tayebwa, respectively.
I have been involved in Uganda's politics for the last 65 years. And I've seen people misusing their chances. Kakonge 26, Ivinjira 28, they were all young people. But they misused their opportunity. First of all, by engaging in wrong politics of identity, politics of religion, politics of tribes, and gender chauvinism. With the NRM, ever since we came, and when we were fighting, we have been fighting against that bad politics, which was a curse to the independence generation.
The two will tomorrow face off with other candidates from other political parties who have also expressed interest in the positions, including Norbert Mao, the Democratic Party president, who is eyeing the Speaker's seat. Norbert Mao earlier wrote to President Yoweri Museveni seeking support of his candidature and requesting that his name be forwarded by the NRM Central Executive Committee for consideration by the NRM Parliamentary Caucus. This on the basis of the cooperation between NRM and DP. As things went by today, Norbert Mao's name was not anywhere in the NRM caucus. Other candidates eyeing the Speaker position include Paul Mwiru of the National Unity Platform, while Asinansi Nyakato, the Hoima City Woman MP, is contesting for Deputy Speaker if nothing changes. The Speaker race had earlier attracted Anita Annett Among, the Bukedia Woman Member of Parliament and outgoing Speaker, who later withdrew her candidature amid ongoing security operations at some of her properties linked to corruption allegations.
But there is one problem, still ideological. The problem of understanding the purpose of politics. What is politics for? Ever since the 1960s, we've been guiding those whom we get a chance to talk to that politics should be what is to be done first and foremost. What is to be done, why, and how. Then you come to the question of who. Who, like now, what we're deciding here now. Who to be speaker. Now, the mistake is that many people spend most of their time on the who. Who. Not the what. You cannot get a proper who if you don't answer the other three first correctly. What, how, why, and how.
Tomorrow's sitting will be chaired by the Chief Justice, who will preside over the election of the Speaker. Once elected, the new Speaker will then oversee the election of the Deputy Speaker of the 12th Parliament. Ahead of the 12th Parliament, some MPs said going forward, caucus meetings should also look into Parliament's oversight role, as gaps in service delivery persist while the House oversight function continues to weaken.
Because according to what I hear, according to the claims I hear that there were the mistakes made in the 11th Parliament, if true, then what was happening in the caucuses? Why weren't people talking about these things? Why? Unless there were no people skilled in telling others the truth. Because if everything we hear about the 11th Parliament is exactly what happened, why wasn't it spoken about in the due caucuses that happened periodically?
In a house where NRM holds a majority by more than 350 of the MPs, the grip remains firm on the next Speaker and Deputy Speaker positions. Norbert Atkunda, NTV News.